One of the biggest differences between men and women, how we think.
Hey, and while you're here, do us a favor and hit the subscribe button. We appreciate it.
Men, we're laser focused, we're task oriented. We look at something, we fix it, we move on. The ladies, though, they're the universe's greatest managers. Women are like octopuses. They got, their hands into 14 things all at once, and they're doing it like, oh, they do that. Where fights start happening in the family dynamic once children show up is when we step on each other's toes and infringe on each other's job description. You want to see a really good family dynamic? Go to an airport and just people watch. Look at the families showing up, mom and dad and, one or two or more kids. The families that are working. The dad's at the back. He's at the end of the herd. Where's mom? She's out front. She's got the passports. She's got the phones open. She's got the apps open. She's looking at the departures board. She's finding the gate. What did dad do? Dad got them to the airport. And dad realized, okay, we're at the airport. My task is complete. I got my family here. I'm going to make sure that they're safe as we walk through the airport. But mom, she's going to manage her little herd. And she's there. Okay, we're going to go. She's got it all under control. Where the fights arise, and you see it. Amusement parks also. Malls. When dad tries to manage the family, dads don't manage families. Moms, let the mom manage. Dads, it's all for our head. We don't multitask well, guys. We just don't. We just don't. There's an old analogy that I used to talk about a long time ago, and it's the family in a building, and all of a sudden a fire starts in the room that you're in. What's the first thing the man does? Dad does? He goes looking for a fire extinguisher. I'm going to find that fire extinguisher. He comes running back in and almost, knocks over his family as he runs into the room. Puts the fire out. Look what I just did. I put out the fire. He goes out. Where's the wife and kids? Where'd they go? He goes out the room, scratches his head, goes out to the street, and guess what? Wife is out there with the kids, and he's like, hey, I put the fire out. What does she do? Smacks him over the back of the head, calls him an asshole, takes the kids, and loads the car up. Dead silence for days. Dad's in a daze wondering, what the fuck? I put the fire out. What should dad have done? And why is mom pissed off? Put some comments in. See if you get this one right. Watch for our live stream a little bit later on tonight. Somebody's chopping a freaking big tree down. Gotta look out. Enjoy the rest of your day. The only person's opinion that really matters when it comes to your relationship with your partner is your partner and yours. Everything else, all cricket noise. It's how you guys feel about each other. Relationships aren't easy. They're not supposed to be. That's why so many people, keep failing. Relationships aren't easy. They're not supposed to be. That's why so many of them fail. There's tricks. There's hacks. We're not taught in school how to, we're taught about things like, the Boer War and, weird shit that, unless you're going to become a history teacher, it's kind of useless. Mathematics is important. Science is kind of cool too. But we're not taught how to be somebody's partner. And that's why when things happen and people say certain things or do certain things, and we're like, what the frick? Biggest thing is when you're in a relationship, all your childhood traumas surface. And man, do they ever surface once kids are involved? Because your children are little tiny replicas of you and all of your childhood traumas and your partners. And here's the thing. A lot of the times we're not even aware of these traumas because they've been hidden for decades until we have children. And it is that time of the year again when a lot of kids, depending on where you are on the globe, if you're in North America, the Western Hemisphere, kids are going back to school next week. And man, does that put a dynamic on the family, really, on the family dynamic, especially if it's your first time with kids starting school. A lot of conflicts, mums and dads biting at each other. Who really wins in the relationship in the end? Your kids do. But you gotta be awesome teammates for your kids, and even more importantly, you gotta be awesome teammates for each other.